Hello everybody and welcome to the Hospitality Finder Green Room Cheltenham Festival preview thingy for days 3 and 4. St.Patrick's Thursday, of course, and Gold Cup Friday, very exciting. And we put out a distress signal to the Green Room horse racing ambassadors, to AP McCoy, 20 times champion jockey. Jonjo O'Neill on a mission to become champion jockey himself. One day that mission will be accomplished. And Mike Tindall answered that call. We don't know why Mike's here, but he loves horses and he's pitched up, so we thank him greatly.
Free breakfast, someone said.
Free breakfast was a part of the issue as well. But look, great to have you here with us, guys. We're going to give everybody a bit of food for thought ahead of days 3 and 4. But very quickly, what have you been doing in lockdown, AP? Someone told me you've got a new digger and you're slightly obsessed by it. That sounds like something you give to a 4-year-old and it's plastic, but yours is real.
Mine's real, yeah. Had a proper late summer on the digger, and then I got a little too wet, so I'm looking forward to getting back on it again. But it kept me busy, yeah.
What do you do with your digger? Just dig holes and then fill them in?
No, I had a lot of work to do around the place, so I put in a road and stuff like that from down to my gallop, and yeah, I kept myself busy. It's very therapeutic.
Is it?
I found something I'm not too bad at as well, which I'm quite pleased about.
You're a good digger. So
I'm a good
AP
digger
is
driver.
a good digger. There's a scoop for you. And Jonjo's been fighting, as you can tell, with horses. Actually had a nasty fall, but on the mend. And we talked about that in the first little preview thing for days 1 and 2, which hopefully you got some good information from the team for days 1 and 2. Days 3 and 4, a bit of advice, a bit of conjecture to come your way. So let's start with St. Patrick's Thursday. 2 feature races. Who are you going for in both of those?
I really like Paisley Park, who you were talking about Andrew Gemmell. A little disappointing last year. They found that he had a heart fibrillation. He's had 2 runs this year. Was second first time to Tyne Hill and then beat Tyne Hill in the long walk at Ascot. I was really impressed with his form there. I think he's the best there. Martin, I think he'll retain his crown here. He'll get his crown back from that he lost last year. So, yeah, I think
Paisley Park.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what AP is talking about, everybody knows exactly what you're talking about most of the times. But Andrew Gemmell is the blind owner who won that dramatic race in 2019, wasn't it? And actually, it was an amazing hour because then Bryony Frost won the Ryanair.
That's right,
about an hour later. So an extraordinary stuff, which we're going to talk about that in a moment. So you're going for Paisley Park in the first feature race. Jonjo?
Yeah, I think between Tyne Hill and Paisley Park. Tyne Hill was unlucky not to win at Cheltenham last year. Monkfish beat him, but you know Dickie Johnson didn't get luck in running up the straight. So he might have been a Cheltenham Festival winner last year on another day. I think it'll be very close between them.
Okay, and because you two aren't tipping, you're just conjecturing. We are leaving it to Michael Tindall, would you believe it, to be our official Green Room tipster for the Cheltenham Festival 2021. I don't know how that's happened. Do you have any scientific algorithms and data processing?
No, not at all.
When
both of them
come to the right decision.
When both of them have gone for Paisley Park, I've probably got to stick with Paisley Park, really. But from my shout, if you want a little each way, Roxana for me.
Okay, Roxana for you, if you want to go with Mike Tindall. It is always a risky thing to do. It has perhaps a bad health effects for your wallet when you go with Mike Tindall's tips. But listen, we've also got the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle. The Ryanair Chase. So 2019, again, that was that incredible hour. Bryony Frost winning on Frodon. That's going in the Gold Cup this year. We'll talk about that in a moment. But who do you fancy for the Ryanair this year, AP?
Willie Munn's a really strong hand. Allaho was just got beaten in the RSA last year. He dropped back on trip. Mellon has been second at 4 Cheltenham Festivals. He's definitely one with a big chance. I actually like Nicky Henderson's horse, Mr. Fisher. So I do. He won well last time, and he was 4th at Cheltenham last year. I think he can do a little better this time around.
Is anybody else wishing they'd worn gloves today? I know this is not really the important thing to chat about, but are you wishing you worn gloves and maybe a coat that wasn't sort of made for the summer on a beach?
Well, when I left home, it was pouring rain. I thought there's no way we'll be made to go outside and stand in the cold, but how wrong about that was I?
We missed this amazing scene that the horses coming in from the gallops and all that kind of stuff.
You're right.
Anyway, so I mean, we've all got frostbite, but let's crack on regardless. Jonjo, what about you on that second feature race, the Ryanair?
Min, he won it last year. He won a Grade 1 then in December. He made a bad mistake in Leopardstown the last time he ran, and Patrick Mullins pulled him up. If he seems okay and he runs in the race, you know, I think he's probably the best horse in the race still.
And just quickly, before I move on to Mike and his tip for that, or not his tip, yeah, it is officially a tip. What do you miss about the sort of social side of things, from a jockey's point of view at the festival? Is there no feeling like it in your world?
Yeah, you know, the camaraderie in the weighing room, especially this year, all the Irish jockeys. It's nice to have them over, and we're all in the same weighing room, obviously, and we get to catch up and stuff. But obviously, everyone's segregated this year, so we'll only see them in the parade ring and in the race. So yeah, we'll miss a big chunk of that this year, but so we're looking forward to it.
And what I understand is there's an Irish jockeys camp and there's an English. So it really is properly divided this year. The battle lines are drawn.
Yeah, it is. They're all they have. There's 2 sets of clock of the scales and everything, so everything is done right, socially distanced and everything. But it is going to be different. There's no denying that this year.
The green room is so on brand, isn't it? The England-Ireland thing. It's white for the England, the green for the Irish. Is that a thing?
Most of it's green.
Most of it's green, okay.
Which will pretty much be like Cheltenham, I think.
Yeah, well, that has been for the last few years, hasn't it? But the Jonjo, one last thing on that. Is there a definite feeling between the English and the Irish in terms of the jockeys, the Irish jockeys and the English jockeys? Is there an intense rivalry between you all, or is that something that we in the press like to build up?
I suppose there is. You know, there's a lot of the kind of the Irish battalion do come over, and it is the Olympics of our sport. So I suppose there is.
Okay, Michael, your tip for that second feature race?
Mellon's done me well in the past, and I do think he is a Cheltenham horse, and obviously his value's come in a little bit. He was good value a few days ago at sort of 10, 12 to 1. Now he's slid into 6 to 1, but you can still get each way money on that, so I'm going with Meloni.
Okay, you said it so sultrily. Is that such a word? There isn't such a word as sultrily anyway. Well, thank you for those two. Let's go on to Gold Cup Day, the big day. You've got some fond memories, obviously. I think you'd won 2 Gold Cups, 15 years apart. You had to wait a while for your second one in 2012. So are we going to have some more romance in the Gold Cup? I mean, how could the champ... The horse named after you by JP McManus is running in the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
Bryony Frost could become the first woman to win the Gold Cup. I mean, there's potential romantic storylines. Could they come true?
There is, and we have Album Photo going for a third Gold Cup as well. Mark, you know, look, the Gold Cup is the highlight. It's the race that everyone wants to win. Champ ran really well in his reappearance at Newbury. He won dramatically in the RSA last year at the festival. You know, there's him and A Plutar, look, the potential horses, or the 2 horses that could give it, you know, could give Album Photo most to do. And Frodon won the King George. I know Paul Nichols has been really bullish about him as well. But look, I hope Champ wins the Gold Cup. That's the long and the short of it. I don't really care about any of the others.
For those not in the know, Champ, obviously, I think I've explained this, but I better explain this very clearly. Named after AP McCoy, Champ by JP McManus, and your son is absolutely obsessed by that horse. So is that right?
Yeah, he's not. You know, he's the only horse that he's really into. We had him a couple of summers ago when he was on his holidays at our house, and Archie, when he was told that he was kind of named after me, kind of took a liking to Champ, and he's done pretty well since then. So hopefully he'll do even better and win the Gold Cup.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Jonjo, do you think Archie and AP and Champ are going to be celebrating on Friday?
I do. I think you know, his prep run over 2 miles at Newbury was really, really strong. Obviously, he's going to be suited to the Gold Cup trip. He won there last year, and they've all still got to beat Album Photo. We don't see him very often. He runs usually once a year on New Year's Day in Tremor. So I think sometimes he's the forgotten horse, but you know, he's going for his third, and he's done absolutely nothing wrong for the past couple of years. So
and the only other horse that's done that is Best Mate, who won 3 in a row. So that would be an extraordinary feat. Mike, so you've heard what the 2 boys have to say. Where are you leaning for the official green room tip of Friday?
I'll give the shout outs to the each ways. I think obviously Frodon's at 12 to 1, so a great each way bet in terms of the form that he carries in. I think last year's champ, Native River, at 16 to 1. Obviously he's not run that well of late, but does he just like Cheltenham and does he like the hill? So, but we're the Hospitality Finder. We're a tight team. We're a unit. So we've got to go with the champ.
Go with Champ. Go with Champ.
Archie will never forget me. Archie hits me enough as it is, so if I don't pick him, then Archie will probably fill me in.
Well, look, we will be rooting for you, your namesake, on Friday. I think that's a fair reflection of what we just heard here. Mike, I always think your doctor, joking aside, if you know Cheltenham this year, must have added at least 4 years to your life expectancy. So, I mean, do take the time not to go excessive for the 4 days sitting at home watching the telly.
I'm going to get very itchy feet. Oh, actually, Itchy Feet's running in. What race race is that, Ryan? Any chance?
You can't go back on your tips already. And good luck, by the way. We won't get to speak to you again because babies are imminent in the Tindall household. So good luck with that. We'll be backing you for that one. What are you going to miss most genuinely about the green room this year?
Oh, look, I think it's just the atmosphere and the buzz around it, the people that drop by, the friends of the green room that drop by. I think there's always such a great atmosphere in there. We're working on finding a presenter who can hold the room a bit better, but I mean, Cheltenham in itself holds a huge atmosphere, and it's completely different to any big race that's on the calendar. But the green room adds that little bit of stardust, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and actually, I would maintain that the roar of the green room is almost as good as the roar of the grandstands. So, I mean, what about you, Jonjo? You'll miss it all. No chance for me to fulfil my lifetime ambition of finding you a bride.
Yes. No. I'm gonna miss every time I go up there. I wish I was there rather than going and thing it. You know, the atmosphere is unbelievable, and I enjoy going in and out of races and stuff like that. So, you know, we're just hoping that it can all return to normal as soon as possible.
We really appreciate the inside knowledge you give us each year, and you will be back 2022. Hopefully we'll all be back for all 4 days. That would be the dream, of course. And AP, final word to you. Are you predicting, even though we can't all be there, a vintage Cheltenham Festival in 2021?
Yeah, it's going to be a very different Cheltenham Festival, and we'll just look forward to the crack of getting back in the green room in 2022.
Cannot wait for that. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I think there are more honey roasted sausages awaiting us in that fancy room up there. I can't remember what it's called. It's called what's it called again?
The owner's room.
The owner's room. I'll never be in there because I'm a bit too low rent for that kind of stuff. But anyway, thank you for having us here. And would you thank your dad as well, Jonjo, for having us here today, because it's been wonderful to speak to you all. And we hope you green room regulars enjoy the festival. If you're not a regular and you fancy a bit of this, do join us next year. We'd love to see you.